So guys, last time you saw me I was in sunny Hawaii. Now I'm not. I'm back in the UK. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom because the Premiership is back for the weekend after the international break. And we've got some tasty fixtures. So guys, sit tight. I'm not in Hawaii, but please still enjoy the show. Welcome to the Sanderson Show. So guys, before we start this show today, I've done something slightly different. So I play Power League and I was able to, after my game, after a victorious game, just grab a few fans and get their predictions. So guys, watch this video and listen to what some of the fans reckon is going to happen at the weekend. So guys, we're here doing the Power League predictions. I'm here with
Fuad.
So Fuad, who do you support?
Manchester United.
Okay, so big game at the weekend.
Massive.
Man United and Chelsea.
Correct.
What do you reckon is going to happen?
I'm hoping Man United to win. But to be honest, how it's been recently, how Man United's been, let's just say this season, it's looking kind of tough for us. I think Hazard might give us problems, but all in all, I just hope Man United win.
So basically, we're looking at the game, and this could be Mourinho's last game, and with poetic justice, if he loses this game to Chelsea and gets sacked,
That'd be catastrophic. I personally don't think how everyone is saying all this Mourinho's job's on the line. I don't think his job's on the line. I think he has to do way more, and plus Man United has to pay so much more just to release his contract. I don't think Mourinho is anything like David Moyes, so you have to put respect.
Sure, David Moyes, the typical Man United fan. Well, thank you, Fuad. Best of luck for the weekend.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So I'm here with
Miles.
Miles, you've been on the show before, so you know how it goes. You're an Arsenal fan. He was the one that made me say Mighty Gooners for the whole show. You got Leicester on Monday. How do you reckon it's going to go?
We're at home, so I'm expecting to win. The way things have gone for us recently. I know we haven't been playing. Well, no, we have been playing great.
Emery Evolution.
It's been looking a bit shaky at the back sometimes, but I just feel we have too much. I think we've got too much confidence and we've got too much for this team.
Yeah, as I said, Lacazette, Aubameyang. They've only really got Vardy. I don't see
Vardy is not. He's doing it, but he's not really doing it. I think we're too confident. Lacazette, Aubameyang, they look proper up front. Midfield's working nicely. Iwobi's in form. Ramsey, whether he's leaving or not, he's still playing well for us. So I think we definitely have too much.
Well, we'll see what happens on Monday next week.
Yeah.
Best of luck. Thank you.
Jose coming back next week.
So I'm here with Ahmed. And it's no surprise, it's of course Chelsea, right?
Oh, Chelsea!
So Ahmed, what's going to happen at the weekend? Chelsea versus Manchester United.
Jose Mourinho sacked.
You want him sacked?
He will be sacked this
You
weekend.
sing his praises a couple of seasons
He will
ago.
come back to Chelsea.
You want him back at
Yeah,
Chelsea?
he will come back to Chelsea, mate.
So why do you want him back at Chelsea?
Oh, he's the man, the chosen one. Yeah, he's the chosen one for Chelsea.
Well, you got Sarri ball at the moment.
Sorry, will be there for this season. He will be sacked as well at the end of the season. Mourinho back.
Chelsea. Well, you've heard it from Ahmed.
Yeah.
Harsh as Roman Abramovich. Apparently, Sarri's getting sacked for the season. Mourinho's coming back.
So Mourinho
So what's the
is
score? What's the score going to be?
Score will be, I believe it'll be 2-1.
2-1. Who's going to score?
It'll be Hazard. Yeah, he's in a good form by the way.
Yeah.
He is doing really good. So I think he'll score Willian. So 1 to Hazard, 1 to Willian, and probably Rashford. He did really well yesterday.
Okay, so there you have it, man. Ahmed, thanks very much. We'll see you.
Alright, mate. So everything on Football Fan app, yeah?
Yes.
Download Football Fan app. Everything's on there, mate.
Nice.
Alright, very good, mate.
Guys, we start with the first game of the weekend and the big fixture of the weekend. Chelsea versus Manchester United. And could the script be any more written? If Jose Mourinho loses this game and loses it comprehensively, it could be the end. There's a lot of rumours flying about. And Sarri Soldiers, top of the league at the moment on goal difference. And they're looking strong. Eden Hazard playing brilliantly. And although Man United had a great comeback victory against Newcastle, we still know things aren't great there. I mean, Luke Shaw just signed a new contract, which is massive for the future of the club. He's a great left back and he's improving and had a great start to the season. But things still aren't right there. And granted, we've had the international break, so things have been on the back burner. They've not been in the main focus of the media like they usually are. But it's a massive game for Mourinho. What actually happens if they're comprehensively beaten? If Sarri's soldiers go out there and tear them apart, what does that mean for Jose? I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how he lines up. Is he going to go for a defensive approach? Is he going to try and pack the midfield to stop the likes of Jorginho and Kante getting too much possession and control of the game? It's going to be entertaining to watch. It's going to be mesmerising. I don't think Mourinho's going to go there with a gung-ho approach, obviously. But I don't actually think he's going to be too cautious either. I think he knows the stakes of this game, and he's always quite emotional when he plays Chelsea because of that connection from the past. And I don't know. I mean, I've got Chelsea to win, but I don't think it's going to be an easy win. I don't think it's going to be a win where they completely batter Manchester United. I think Manchester United will put up a battle, but I think ultimately Chelsea will have a bit too much for them on the day. And I do expect them to grab the 3 points, but I'm hoping for Jose Mourinho and Man United supporters' sake that they put up a fight, because if they don't, it's going to be Groundhog Day and it's not going to be good. But guys, you let me know what you think. Is it going to be Sarri soldiers marching on? Is Mourinho going to pull out a majestic performance with Manchester United? Comment below. So now we move on to the champions. Pep Guardiola's Manchester City entertained Burnley at home. Once again, at the Etihad, we know what City are about, and it looks as though the main man is back, Kevin De Bruyne. And you all know how much I rate Kevin De Bruyne. I'm a Liverpool fan, but I appreciate great football, and he is a great footballer, world-class footballer, and he's one of my favourite players to watch. And him coming back into the team changes the whole dynamic of this squad and what they're capable of doing. When he's been injured, they've not looked to have that same sharpness in midfield. They haven't had that cutting edge, that last killer ball. When he comes into the team, I think it's going to be a whole nother ball game. Literally. I think they're going to maintain possession better. I think they're going to be more ruthless. His set piece delivery is one of the best in the world. And I think Kevin De Bruyne, if he does play, is going to have a massive impact on this game. If he doesn't, I still expect Man City to pick up the 3 points. Burnley are starting to gradually pick up again. I mean, the travels of the Europa League and the success they had last season, expectations were maybe raised a little bit too high. But Sean Dyche is still a top manager, and I mean, on their day, they can cause Man City trouble. Do I think they'll go there and win? No. Do I think the best they can hope for is a draw? But as I said, I don't see the likes of Burnley going to Man City getting a draw. Again, I don't expect it to be a smash. I expect it to be maybe 1 or 2 goals in it. I think it'll be quite close. I expect Man City to create quite a few chances. But I do think Burnley will hold resolve. I think they'll sit deep and try and hit them on the counter-attack. But I'm going with Man City. If you disagree, let me know. If you agree, let me know what you think the score is going to be. So, another London derby. Last time out we had Arsenal Fulham, and we saw that the spoils went to the North London team. This time we have West Ham and Tottenham Hotspur. Will the same happen again? Will North London shine bright? I think they will. West Ham have come into some good form and they are playing better football. It seems as though Manuel Pellegrini's imprint is now solely in that team, and they are starting to build a DNA and a footballing style that encompasses what he delivers usually. But Tottenham are again in a bit of form as well. Granted, they're not playing the best football, but what are they doing? They're grinding out results, and that's what you have to do at this stage. In my opinion, from the first 10 games and the last 5 games, those are games in the season you want to grind out. The middle games, you really want to put in performances. That's when your team's fresh, everyone's had their full pre-season, had some games to get into the flow of things. But for now, you just want to pick up the points. And that's what Tottenham have been doing. West Ham will give them trouble. They are a good team. Felipe Anderson has been a revelation so far this season. Arnautovic is a handful for any defender, and they will cause Spurs some chances, especially considering how Spurs have been defending recently. They've not been very convincing, but I do think they will have a bit too much going forward. We saw Harry Kane in the game against Spain, and he played absolutely brilliantly. I mean, he's had so much criticism over the last couple of years about just being a finisher, not being a player who's able to hold the ball up, bring other players in. And we saw that he put that myth to bed on the game against England against Spain. He held up the ball well, 2 great assists, and it was a captain's performance, a selfless performance from a sometimes accused selfish player. And he just showed a different level to his game. So if he can continue to do that as well as his goal scoring, there's going to be no debate about whether he's world class or not. And I do think he will have an impact in this game. I do see Tottenham running out as winners. Last season, it was 3-2 to Tottenham, and it was a very, very touchy game for them, especially towards the end. This time, I expect it to be a little bit more comfortable. I expect them to maybe win 2-0, 3-1, but I do think they will win this game. They usually get themselves up for the London derby games. And although I expect West Ham to put up a fight for maybe the first 25-30 minutes, I do expect Tottenham's quality to take over, and I expect the North London team to pick up the 3 points. So guys, you let me know, is it going to be the spoils for Tottenham, or is West Ham's hammers going to hammer Spurs? Now we have Saturday's evening kickoff. You know who I'm going to be talking about now. My voice changes, my tone changes. I'm happy. It's Klopp's men. It's Liverpool versus Huddersfield at Huddersfield. And we all know the narrative. David Wagner, Jurgen Klopp, best of friends. But for those 90 minutes, they will be best of enemies. And although I do expect Liverpool to go out and win, this is going to be a very, very difficult game. And the main reason for that is because Liverpool have gone on the international break, and it seems as though they've come back broken. Half of their players are injured. Naby Keita is not going to be available. I mean, Mo Salah, James Milner. James Milner had a hamstring injury a couple of weeks ago and was told he was going to be out for about a month, and he's back already. So we all know James Milner's a machine. I mean, if a car runs into James Milner, you fear for the car. But the team's a little bit depleted, and let's be honest, the front three just haven't been firing on all cylinders this season. You usually expect by now they would all be on 5-6 goals, but that just hasn't happened. And even though they have scored goals, they've just not looked fluid and effective up front. They've looked very disjointed, and I think that could be down to the midfield. The midfield have been solid, but the midfield aren't very creative as individuals. Gini Wijnaldum's had a great start to the season. Milner has had a few assists as well, and he's been brilliant as well. Henderson's been up and down, but still been pretty solid. Now, there's no one in that midfield who, if you say to me, right, create something from out of nothing, who can do it. And that's not a blight on the midfield, because there's only very few players that can do that, but Liverpool are lacking, and they had that in Coutinho. And you look at Oxlade-Chamberlain when he was in the team as well. With him being able to drive out with the ball from midfield, it allowed the front three to push further up the pitch and push their defenders back. They're not doing that now. Firmino's coming very deep to collect the ball, which means Salah and Mane are coming slightly deeper as well. So they're not having that in-behind threat that they did as much last season as they do now. However, I do think they will have a bit too much for Huddersfield. Huddersfield are a good footballing team, and I'll be honest with you, when Liverpool play against footballing sides, I don't fear that much, if I'm going to be honest, because against the footballing sides per se, we always have good success. It's the teams that sort of do the high ball and sort of quote unquote dirty tactics. That's when we sometimes struggle. But even this season, since Joe Gomez has stepped up and Virgil van Dijk has been playing, we've been able to handle those games better. But I think David Wagner's from the same school as Klopp, and they love to get the ball on the floor, play football, interchanging positions, fluidity, and you play that against Liverpool, and I think because of the personnel we have, I think that plays into our hands. But if you're Huddersfield, you're looking at Liverpool's team, you're thinking this is an opportune time to play them. They're a bit disjointed, a few injuries, so there could be an upset on the cards. I don't think so. I'm sure you'd love to see Liverpool lose just to see me on camera a bit upset. I don't think it's going to happen, but who knows? Guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. And now finally, the last game of the weekend is actually on Monday. It is Arsenal versus Leicester City. And the Emery evolution continues to make progress. Last time out against Fulham, they were devastating. And I was waxing lyrical about Aaron Ramsey's goal. And I've watched it a few more times since then. And every time I watch it, it becomes more beautiful. It's like a painting. When you look at a painting, you might look at it forwards on. You look at it and it's nice, and you might see it from another slight angle and you're like, oh, that colour's popping. And that's what it was like. I was looking at the goal, and from the first pass in their half to the last pass to Aaron Ramsey before the flick, beautiful. Arsenal, well done. And I expect them to pick up the 3 points against Leicester. This is a very different Arsenal team to what we saw last season, and thankfully for the Arsenal supporters, because I couldn't have gone through another season with seeing them moaning and seeing them just upset all the time, even though it was quite funny. But I'm seeing Aubameyang and Lacazette, and I keep on alluding to it, and I will keep on doing it. Suarez and Sturridge, it reminds me so much of Aubameyang and Lacazette. Lacazette comes a lot more deep, he gets involved more with the play, and while he's a great finisher, we know Aubameyang is devastating in front of goal. Many people are comparing him to Henry. I don't think he's on that level, but he's just a level below, which again is nothing to be ashamed about. Henry was just top of the top. But Lacazette and Aubameyang, you have them in a team, you've got chances to win the game. And with them two firing, them two fit, it just helps the rest of the team. It just builds a bit of confidence. We all know the defence is shaky, but when you know you can just have one chance and one goal, it changes the whole dynamic of the game. And I don't see this being any different against Leicester. I think if Vardy plays, he'll stretch the defence as he usually does. Damari Gray will create some chances, but I don't see how Leicester are going to go to the Emirates and pick up 3 points. And I just think it's going to be a solid performance. I actually think Arsenal might keep a clean sheet in this game. Remember last season, it was the first game of the season last season, and it was a 4-3 game, and it was epic to watch, horrible for Arsenal fans. But I don't expect it to be that close this time. I think Arsenal are going to go out, impose themselves from early, and I think they're going to deliver a great performance and pick up the 3 points. So, guys, you let me know in the comments below. What do you think is going to happen this weekend? Do you think there's going to be some upsets on the card? Do you think it's going to be the favourites winning the games? What's going to happen in the Mourinho game with Chelsea and Manchester United? Guys, as always, thank you very much for watching and tuning in. The backdrop's not as nice as it was in Hawaii, but thanks for sticking with me, and I'll see you next time on the Sanderson Show.